Namaste again, my beautiful queens. This is part 3. So, is it possible to outplay a manipulator? In the previous part, I have already answered you a very important question. Can such a man change? The answer is absolutely not. This man cannot change because the roots of it are deep inside there, and this person is not self-efficient without the strong inner core. And manipulator manipulates impurposely. When a person manipulates you and he does it in purpose, he has only one goal. You got something he needs from you. He wants you to behave in a certain way, to act in a certain way, to react in a certain way. So he consciously chooses to hurt you and to bring you pain. He does it consciously. So, can such person change? No, because by manipulating you, why would he change? There are tons of unaware women he can manipulate any way he wants. By manipulating you or another victim or another victim or another victim, he raises his self-worth at your expense. I got a question here. Are there women manipulators? Of course there are women manipulators, but it's a rather seldom you can find them. Even the women who learn to manipulate men, usually they learn it so they can, let's say, find a rich, wealthy man, and they anyway gonna end up marrying someone, having children, having family, because even if a woman becomes a manipulator, she does it with a certain goal to get married with a right, in her opinion, man. You will, I don't know, I've never met a woman who would spend 20 years of her life just by manipulating men all possible and impossible way. By manipulating men, she would this way rise her self-worth and self-esteem at their expense. I honestly haven't seen it. I've seen women manipulating men until she marries him and have herself a couple of kids, and then probably she is manipulating, but she's manipulating one man, which is her husband. Men manipulators, they don't just manipulate one woman. They change their victims. When they see you as a source, you are a source of, I already explained, can be psychological support, your talents, your gifts. Maybe you write songs, maybe you write scenarios, maybe you write music. You can help him in his career. You have connections, you have money, whatever. To a manipulator man, you are a source. As long as he can use that source, which is you, he will be using you. As soon as you don't have any source anymore, he's gonna discard you and go to another source, and then to another victim, and to another victim. This is the way of their life. Yesterday I received an email from a girl who had so-called boyfriend, and he would come back to her and stay with her, and then he would find himself another woman. The woman he would find himself would turn out to be less worthy, in his opinion, source than the first one, so he would dump this one, go back to that one, very easily telling her that you feel like home, I love you, I've been thinking about you. Goes back to her, squeezes her dry, find himself another victim, goes to another victim, but the another victim turns out to be not as good as the first one, dumps this one, goes to that one. This is manipulation, and she is clueless that she's being manipulated. So Two things you have to understand. Yes, women, if you're a man and you're dealing with a woman manipulator, you have to run and cut her off from everywhere just the same way the man would do. It's just very seldom a woman live this lifestyle. It's usually because even a wounded woman becomes an empath, I already explained, but a wounded man becomes narcissist, becomes covert narcissist, becomes manipulator, abuser, narcissist, psychopath, and then he starts just to go around destroying people, or he can destroy several or many, because lots of manipulators just it's a way of life. This is how they love to live it, exchanging women like I don't know, like gloves, we say. So what you have to understand, first, he doesn't give a damn about your pain. Your pain doesn't bother him. He has zero compassion. He has zero empathy. Zero. This is number one. Variation number two of a manipulator, he enjoys when he brings you pain. That's what Page of Sword and the Knight of Sword. He enjoys bringing you pain. When you are sitting there crying and dying after him, he enjoys your pain. This is how at your expense he is rising his self-worth. So he presses your buttons, or like in this book, he pulls your strings. He presses your buttons, he pulls your strings, so you do what he wants and needs. When manipulators does something, you have to understand that he always expects certain reaction from you, always. Whether he texts you something, or he tells you something, or he always expects a certain reaction from you, and if you react differently, then he will try to use other method. But if you are too tough for his manipulation and he understands that he can't crack you and manipulate you, he's gonna leave you alone. He's gonna disappear from your life because he will clearly see, you're not gonna budge. So he presses your buttons, he pulls your strings, and what he wants and he needs is you to act as he wants you to act, you to do what he wants you to do freely. You think it's your own will. In fact, it's his will. And this gives him this feel of power. So can he change? Would he change? Is he willing to change? Of course not. So with time, what you have to understand, why also you cannot change them, no one can change them, and they will not change, because by pulling your strings, by doing this to you, by putting your buttons, he feels like a king of the world. He feels so powerful. This feel of power becomes like a drug to him. It's like a drug. Of course, sometimes karma is involved there, and even twin flames. It's more fun to play with a karmic partner, because it's also, it's much more fun to play with someone who there is something bigger than just ordinary woman. It's much more fun to play with that. Much more fun much more fun for a manipulator to play with a karmic partner, karmic soulmate, or even a twin flame. I said many times, and I will say it again: karmic, twin flame, soulmate, whatever the hell you want to call it, it's a man, and a man acts, a woman inspires. If it's a man who behaves not the way he's supposed to behave towards you, he has to be cut out of your life. I am tired of saying that. Karmic partner, karmic soulmate, twin flame, double twin flame, 10,000 time twin flame, it's a man. And if he is a man, narcissist, covert narcissist, manipulator, abuser, psychopath, or all together, he behaves like one, he has to be cut completely out of your life before he destroys you, and you're going to be ash. So, you become his fun. You become his drug. You become his energy drinks, his alcohol. So he pulls your strings, and he enjoys his power over you. So you have to fully understand it and fully realize it before you actually start doing something. If a man is used to manipulate all kinds of people, if a man is used to manipulate, for example, his line of profession was like this. If a man is used to manipulate all kinds of people, especially women, he becomes dependent on this game. Again, it's fun, it's joy, it's like a drug, it's like a dose of, I don't know, potent narcotic. Of course, there is zero chance that the man is gonna live this way of life. He will not stop this game. This man is not gonna stop this game just because of you, or because of her, or because of her, or because of her. You are the one who's gonna get destroyed. He will not change. He will squeeze you. He will use all the resources he has in you, and he's gonna be gone. But most of the time, he still keeps you on a hook, just in case he needs resources, or you're going to recover and you accumulate more resources. He can come back to you. And some of them will come back to you, giving you the Oscar worst performance, so he can use you again. Danger. When you meet a manipulator, you don't see his true colors. When you just meet a manipulator, you will never see his true colors. You will see an image he created. He will be showing you one of his masks. He has his own mask for each woman. Depending on what woman is in front of him, he will wear a mask. If you are a woman who wants alpha male, he will represent himself to you as alpha male. If you are like myself, I get impressed by deep intellect, I will have this intellectual nerd in front of me. If you are sensual and sexual, he's gonna be like, he will present himself to you the way you want to see him. This is a chameleon. He will perfectly read from you what you want to see, what you want to hear. When will he do things you want you to do? The thing is, it's like this. He will show you what you want to see. You want to see a king of romance? He's going to give you a king of romance. You want to see a high school teacher? He's going to give you a high school teacher. He will show you what you want to see. This is a danger. So manipulators don't change. Another reason, it's a simple, you see. If he stops manipulating, he will start, he would have to live different life. If he stops manipulating, means he would have to take responsibility for his actions. He's not gonna do it. Why? If he stops being a narcissist, psychopath, manipulator, he would have to change himself. He would have to learn to be sincere. Girls, come on. He would have to learn to be honest with himself, first of all, with himself and with everybody else. He would have to, learn to feel pain, fears, overcome those. He would have to start being honest with people. Why? What for? If he can't do this, it's a feeling of power. If he can't do this, the world is full of unaware women. He just have to make a hook, and lots of women with lack of self-love, self-respect, self-value. And if you don't have self-love, self-respect, self-value, you are easy target for the manipulator. All he has to do is play his little game. All he has to do is play his little game. And not just you're gonna do what he wants. All will be given to him on a silver platter. You're gonna put everything he wants and everything he needs from you on a big silver or golden platter. You're gonna bring it to him. You're gonna give it to him. You even gonna be grateful to him that he's taking everything you brought to him. This is how skillfully manipulation can be. But please, hear me again. Manipulator doesn't give a damn about your feelings and emotions. He doesn't give a damn about feelings, emotions of his victim. He doesn't give a damn what she feels. Compassion of a snake. None. Zero. The biggest mistake, the huge mistake, the fatal mistake, is that you think it's love. Someone please shoot me. You think it's love. You think that he really loves you. Lots of you just give me this word, but it's just complicated. Lots of you, like you won't believe, I receive sometimes 20 stories which are so identical and the lies are so the same that it's becoming a little even boring because they use the same pattern. Manipulators use pretty much same pattern. The carrot on a stick, hotter, colder, clother, foother, good boy, bad boy. They use same method of manipulation, and you can look them up, you can study them, you can read about them. Gaslighting, devalue, humiliation wrapped into a compliment. Girls, you can know it all. Why don't you just be aware? But you think it's love, it's just complicated. No, it is not love. Love is care. Love is compassion. Love is kindness. Love is respect. Care mostly. No communication. What are his feelings? The name of a video which almost killed me today. I felt my heart just was like this because I was so upset. I should learn to not to be upset. Because no communication means zero feeling, no feeling out there. He doesn't care. But still you want to believe it's love. Man, actions. Woman, inspiration. Man who loves you acts. Man who loves you acts towards you with care, compassion, respect, sincerity. Care, compassion, respect, sincerity, care, compassion, kindness. This is man. Man acts, man calls, man comes, man initiates everything. This is a man. Woman inspires him. If you initiate everything, the dates, the phone calls, the text messages, you are being manipulated. If you see none of care, compassion, respect, love, how the hell is it love? Without compassion, without respect, without faithfulness, sincerity, how the hell it's love? You see, this man hurts you easily, and you just take it. For example, he lives in another city. He lives in another city, you are communicating for years, and then he tells you, come meet me, you know. You get yourself a ticket, you fly there. I saw a woman, had a client like this. They were communicating over a year. He's in another country. She gets herself visa. She gets herself ticket. She flies to another country across the ocean. He doesn't even meet her in airport. And he turns off his phone. She's devastated. He didn't even meet her in airport. And then you have to understand that this man knows how much he hurts you right now. but he chooses to hurt you. That man, he knew exactly when she was coming, day she was coming, and he knew what he was doing, but he chose to do it. He chose to hurt her consciously. If the man hurts you consciously, chooses to hurt you, what kind of freaking love are you talking about? How can you think that a man loves you after he hurts you? Please explain me. Please explain me while I'm gonna go hit my head against the wall. How can you write me he loves me after he hurt you? Girls, my goodness, I had a client who he was cheating constantly on her. And you know what excuse he gave her? I am just trying to get rid of my feeling to you. I'm trying to forget you with other women. Hello? He lies. He cheats. Then he tells her some bullshit and she believes him and she believes he loves her. Girls, please, please, please stop suffering and start living. No man who hurts you can love you. There is no logic here. Man who loves you can't hurt you. The man who hurts you cannot love you. There is no logic here. Can you just find the bottom on yourself which says, love is suffering. Just find that bottom, whatever that bottom is. Life is suffering, and just turn it off. Just put it on off. Love is joy. Love is creation. Love is inspiration. It has to have energy exchange. You have to exchange energy. Man, action. Woman, inspiration. If it's not there, it's only going to be pain, only pain, only pain. Changing a manipulator is not possible, period. What if you obey, Some women ask Anna Baginska this question. What if you obey a manipulator? He tells you and you just do it. What if you give him all he wants? What if you become his slave? Do everything he wants. At the very beginning, he will be happy. At the very, very beginning. He's going to be happy having you as a slave of his. Then he will become bored. So he will be using you as long as possible, use all your resources, and he's going to discard you. Don't worry, he will. He will discard you. He's not going to feel any sorry, any guilt. Remember, for a manipulator, everything is your fault. Everything what happens is your fault. Because from the very beginning, you agreed to play by his rule. You yourself brought him everything you had and threw it into his life, to his feet. Hey, why not, right? He'll take it. He'll be happy. He'll be using you as long as he can. And then when you have nothing left, nothing else to give, he will discard you and he will find himself another victim at the end of the story. That's it. He will fully enjoy his power over your soul, over your body, over everything you have. The only scenario for him is one: manipulator / victim. Victim / manipulator. There is no other scenario here, cannot be. If he escaped from your life, if he disappeared from your life, there are two things. Either you have nothing else to be used for, or if it happened fast, then he couldn't make you obey. Then you are strong. The victory is yours. You won. If he does something and expect a certain reaction from you, but you don't give him this reaction, then he tries another method of manipulation. He does something else and he expects a certain reaction from you. You don't give him that reaction. Two things: he might try to outplay you because it becomes fun, but if he can't, he's just gonna leave you alone, disappear from your life, and go find himself another easier victim. So if a manipulator suddenly disappeared from your life, hallelujah, because he decided that he can't crack you. You're a tough cookie. Usually it happens with women, of course, with self-love, self-respect, self-value. They are toughest for the manipulator, but even they can become a victim. But even if a woman with self-love, self-respect, and self-value becomes a victim, it's not going to last for a long time. She knows her worth. So sooner or later, he's just going to be disappearing from her life without any explanation, because he'll find himself an easy victim. The biggest pain. What is a revenge? How you can have a revenge on a manipulator? How can you hurt a manipulator? The thing is, he doesn't feel your pain, but manipulator feels his pain. And you know, when he feels pain, nothing hurts him more than your joy, your happiness, and your success. Nothing hurts a manipulator more than your success. It feels good for him when you sit out there crying over him. Oh, it's like it feels good when you're sitting out there waiting for him. You know, I will be waiting for you for the rest of my life. You are my true one. Ah, it feels like just, you know, like a chest, like a treasure chest for a pirate. Biggest pain for a manipulator, narcissist, abuser, psychopath is your strength, your success, your joy, your happiness. Nothing hurts manipulator more than your success and your happiness. We're gonna write it here. If you want a revenge, be happy. Nothing hurts him more than your happiness. Nothing. And he even can come back and try to get you back into the stupid game, but you're already smart enough. Remember, they don't change ever. The biggest pain for the manipulator is your success, your joy, and your happiness. Nothing hurts him more. So, he's like seeing you happy, seeing you enjoying life, and he's like, why doesn't she cry? So you don't cry, you don't text, you don't call, you don't sleep under his door on a doormat. This is the most painful thing for him. You think, manipulator is going to be happy and proud if you achieve something, ha ha ha, 3 times. Nothing going to be worse for a manipulator, narcissist, covert narcissist, manipulator, psychopath than you achieving something in life, you becoming successful, you becoming happy. It's like torture for him. So you want a revenge? You want him to pay for your pain, for pain he caused you? Become happy and become successful. Okay? The only thing he will be sorry about is that he had you as a resource and whatever he could get from you, and now he no longer has you. He no longer can use you. When a manipulator acts like he wants you back, like he misses you, like the sun is not shining without you, there are no colors, please don't buy it. They don't change. The only thing which makes him sorry about or sad about it, that he had you right here eating from his hand. He used you as a resource of love, talent, compassion, whatever. And now you are gone. He can no longer use you. This is a tragedy for him. This is the only tragedy for him. He used you before. Now he can't not use you no more. What a tragedy. This is the only reasons why he comes back to use you again. The snake is out of your life if a snake comes back only to bite you again. If a manipulator comes back, even if he falls on his knees and cries and swears to you in his love, he came to use you again. They don't change. So you have only two choices. Two choices. First, if you did become a victim of the manipulator, transformation. Say goodbye to this man for the rest of your life. Never take him back. Or second, you can try to become manipulator yourself and try to outsmart him, You're going to end up destroying your life. Is it worse to try outsmart manipulator by becoming a manipulator yourself? No. If you did become a victim of a manipulator, please use this experience. If you happen to become a victim, please don't, be tough on yourself and mad at yourself. Use it as a transformation. Use it as a transformation. Ask yourself what wounds brought you there into this situation and heal those wounds. And your happiness, your success, your joy is the worst thing for him if you care. Please remember once and for all, manipulator is not capable of love. This ability is absent in him. Please do not fool yourself thinking you can heal, you can influence, or you can change a manipulator. You cannot. Please understand it. Please cut this person out of your life once and for all, completely, so like if he never existed. He'll transform and be happy. Namaste.